Real quick, this podcast is based on my own research, my perspective, and the stories I was able to dig up. So I might not have every detail, but a lot of this shit, yeah, it really did happen. So y'all don't come for me. Oh, and I need to warn y'all. Some episodes include violent crimes, rape, homicide, and crimes against children. So listener discretion is advised. They say Florida's all sunshine, beaches, and palm trees. But we know different. This ain't tourist Florida. This the truth. From Duval to Dade. Because down here, Florida ain't sweet.
It be large.
All right, y'all. We back. I'm here with another one of my esteemed co-hosts. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, it's Dale. You know, it's all swell when you're dealing with Dale.
So this week we're going to get in our box Chevy. We rolling north on I-95 all the way to Jacksonville. Duval.
Okay, I got people up that way, a whole bunch of people up that way.
Yeah, I think we done been there a few times. I done kind of learned the city. I done been there so much. I could tell you how to get to certain places now. So in Jacksonville, they say, you know, they built ball players, box Chevys. They ain't built monsters. The city's supposed to be full of bridges, bass beats, and bad decisions. But every block got one name that people still whisper when the sun go down. And on this block was a man who said a little girl choked on a French fry. But what the police found behind the doors told a story that even the devil couldn't deny.
Choked on a French fry? That shit don't even, excuse me, that don't even sound right. Like, why would you even tell that dumb behind the story?
We're gonna call this one 4 Blows in Duval. Actually, it's called 4 Blows, 1 Lie. I changed it.
That French fry didn't knock none of those 4 blows. A French fry?
Ain't had nothing to do with 4 Blows.
No.
So the man that we're going to talk about today, his name is Toney Deron Davis. So he was born on February 13th, 1970. He was in Aquarius, you know, calm on the outside, storm underneath. His family said he was a good kid. He was into music. He wrote poetry. He sang in the church. He ain't smoke. He ain't drink. He was always polite. But
see, you gotta have one bad habit. When they too perfect, then that's crazy.
Especially if he sang in the church.
Yeah, you gotta have one bad habit, you know.
I got some theories about us choir folks. But now on the appeals paperwork, they said he had priors and one was for violence. So in early 1992, he was charged with sexual battery, injury not likely. But by October 1992, the charges was dropped. So I don't know what happened. But somehow they ended up dropping the charges. So he grew up. And he was the type that you pretty much like you would call a good boy. That did go to church and whatnot. But his people, they also said he was gentle. But, you know, down here, we got a saying the old folks say, even quiet water hides the gator. For this one, though, we going to go all the way back to 1992. So when this crime occurred, it was in 1992. And, you know, we was jits, but we was old enough to remember a lot.
Yeah, I was going to Duval. I've been going to Duval my whole life. I was 10 in 92. So, yeah.
Bro, you
when I was 10, if I'm remembering correctly, we used to go visit my aunt them, and they stayed off of Lim Turner. Like, I used to be up there. Had another aunt, she was off of Edgewood. We used to be up there. We used to be in Duval heavy my whole life.
See, if you was 10, Toney, though, he was 22. So I don't know who he would be up there with. I'm pretty sure you got some cousins that would have been about 22 when you was 10.
Yeah. Definitely do. I definitely do.
So by this time, Toney was he was living with his girlfriend. Now her name was Gwen Cunningham. Now Gwen was a nice lady, and she has a 3-year-old daughter, and her name is Kalisha. So Kalisha, at this point they'd only been living together. You know, Toney and Gwen, they had only been living together just a few months, from September to December. Short time, but bad ending. So now we're gonna go.
Does it say how long they dated before they moved in together?
Yeah, I didn't even look that up. Now that I think about it, because that might have been a clue. Because that's the problem. Some days, some of these times, I think people just be moving in way too fast.
Moving too fast.
Oh my gosh, I love him. Y'all been together 2 days. Now y'all want to live together.
You can love from afar.
It didn't, but I didn't. I probably should have looked that up, because that's actually a good question. But I'm gonna give Gwen the benefit of the doubt and say they were dating a while before she decided, okay, me and Toney, we're gonna move in together. So, but she actually moved in September, and this happened in December. It was a regular Wednesday in Jacksonville, December the 9th, 1992. So it's like morning time or early afternoon. And Gwen was like, I got to run some errands. And I need to go to the store right quick. And y'all know, like, how toddlers is. You know how toddlers can be in the store. Sometimes they good. Sometimes they act the fuck out.
So you say toddler. I missed it. Did you say the age?
Yeah, she 3. Kalisha 3.
Okay.
And it ain't, you already know the terrible twos. It's them goddamn 3-year-olds. They the worst.
Yeah, and that's a different type of patience. And certain people have that patience. Certain people develop that patience for their own children, and they can't have it for no one else.
But see, Gwen was going to the store. She was going to take Kalisha with her.
And what happened?
So once she said she was going to the store, and I don't know, she probably was kind of like, I don't, how you be ifing and butting sometimes, like, dang, I hope she don't act up in the store. I hope she don't do this. But whatever the case was, Toney was like, just leave her here, and she straight. Just go ahead, run your errands, leave her here. Cause if he ain't going nowhere, and she like, I'll be right back. And then, they do stay together.
Yeah. Okay.
He like, okay, go ahead. She good. And of course, she loved Toney with her baby. So, further north you go in Florida, I swear they made buildings out of paper mache. Like we're in South Florida, so our buildings are made out of concrete or like those cinder blocks.
Yeah, they didn't have to experience as many hurricanes as we did back in the days. So a lot of their old homes are still standing. A lot of ours got blown down, and we build them back up better and stronger. So South Florida gonna look new because, we didn't have some hurricanes tear us up in the last 15, 20, 30 years. And them other parts of Florida just really getting hurricanes that's tearing them up.
Yeah, they have been hitting some unusual places lately. But in this case, the reason I said they built out of like paper mache, because you remember, like, we both lived in Tallahassee, and I swear to God, I can hear when the neighbors were making coffee. That's how thin the walls was.
Yeah.
Like every noise, especially like I have had, you have also, I done had a 2-year-old on a second floor apartment, and the neighbors are complaining because all he does is run.
Yep.
The jit did not walk. That's all he did was run. And one lady was nice about it, but some of them be banging on your door for no reason. Like, ma'am, he's 2. I don't know how to make him stop running. But in this instance, right now, well, I did say I didn't know if it was early morning, but right now it's around 12 p.m. So we're gonna say it was like that morning that she went to the store and left Kalisha there with Toney, because it's around 12 p.m. and it's a neighbor named Janet Cotton. So Janet heard something through the apartment walls. She said first she heard a baby crying, like a child crying, and normal kids, it's normal, kids gonna cry. And then she heard some thumping noises, and then she heard a man's voice yelling, "Sit down!" She said the noise lasted for about 30 minutes, and then she ain't hear nothing else. Now, moving right along, at 12:45, so Davis, Toney homeboy, Thomas Moore, he stopped by. And Toney opened the door, and Kalisha, he had like Kalisha in his hands, but she was limp. He could tell, like Thomas could tell, like Kalisha was
Something
limp,
ain't right.
And she was draped over Toney's arm.
Yeah.
So then Toney starts crashing out, yelling, "Man, she choked on a French fry. Go call 911. Go call 911." Because, I mean, this is 92, so they ain't have no cell phone in the house. But and I'm wondering if he even had he couldn't have had a house phone. He just told Thomas to go, and Toney told Thomas to go and call 911.
I don't know what's going to happen in this story, but it sounds like his homeboy pulled up, and he know that his homeboy ain't going for you hurting a child. So he already is now having to fabricate the lie. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm going to let you keep going. But, if I pull up to my homeboy and it's something wrong with a baby, it's like, bro, what you just did? Like, that's cardinal violation. We don't do that.
But he came up with an alibi real quick. "No, she choked on a French fry."
And that sound retarded.
You gonna go for it?
No. A French fry? Nigga, you better say something. I'm calling the paramedics and the police on you. You done hurt this baby. Talking about a French fry. I should punch you in your shit for even trying me, telling me something stupid like that.
So he said, like, go call 911. He done Toney sent Thomas out to call 911. So Thomas left. And he went to call 911. And when he came back, Toney was doing mouth to mouth on the child. But by the time the ambulance got there, the scene just ain't look right. Because not only was he doing mouth to mouth, but Kalisha was wet, she was unconscious, and she was naked from the waist down.
What?
Now, the thing is...
Whoa. So this... all right, I'm going to let you keep going. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm going to get to this one point, and then I'll stop.
This is what the homeboy walked into?
Right.
Oh, no, dog. You on some weird, sicko-ass shit. And I'm like, man to man, I don't want to walk in on something like that. I might jump on the man. When the police come, they might be so confused. Like, this is not my father. I'm not the father of this child, but we, as men, we should not sit around and let somebody do some sick-ass shit. There's nothing you're going to explain to me. So she was eating French fries with no drawers on?
Well, and then that's the thing, because Gwen said when she left her baby there, she left her fully dressed. He ain't have to do nothing but watch her.
And I know a parent ain't leaving no child like that. So
and then, in addition to her being naked and wet from the waist down, there was blood in her mouth, bruising around her face, and it's a few more things I'm gonna get to in a second. So it's just the mere fact, like, your homeboy come over there, he see you. Now the baby in his arms, she looked like she limp. He can tell. But paramedics done got there, and they got Kalisha. They put her in the ambulance, took her to the ER.
He plotted on that shit, man. That's sick. Man. All right. Keep going. Like,
I mean,
I don't. That's some sucker ass shit right there.
So, after they take her to the ER, the doctors they really tried to save Kalisha, but it was too late. So the doctor that was on duty at the day, that was on duty that day. His name was Dr. D. Nicola. And not only did he find those things, with the bruising around her face and blood in her mouth, but there was swelling on her brain. It was pools of blood on her skull, multiple blunt force trauma injuries, and there were signs of sexual assault. Now, it was another doctor there named Dr. Whitworth, and that doctor said the injuries showed vaginal penetration by a penis, finger, or object. But the medical examiner, because, because it's fishy, something ain't right, they did an autopsy. And the medical examiner, Dr. Floro, he later said, he told the jury during the trial that the trauma to her head, which was 4 separate blows, caused her death. Remember, it's 4 blows, 1 lie. That's our title.
French fries, the lie.
French fries, what he told his homeboy when he pulled up. And his homeboy fool if he believed that shit.
He ain't believe it. He should have jumped on his ass right then on the spot.
So the detectives, at this point, Kalisha unfortunately has passed away. And the detectives, they like, Tony, what the fuck happened? So one of the first things he said was, she slipped in the shower and then she had a seizure.
Come again and say what?
That's the first lie that he told the detective. She slipped in the shower and she had a seizure. Then he said it was an accident. But the detectives could tell he was reaching for straws that just didn't exist. They never found no French fries. So it's like, and why would she slip in the shower if she was already dressed?
So the title of this should have been 4 blows and a whole bunch of lies. Not 1 lie. He ain't stopped lying yet. He ain't stopped lying. And he is dumb. Dumb. There's no other way to put it but a dummy.
And where the French fries at that she was supposed to be eating? Ain't no French fries in the house. The baby wasn't eating. And then why? And I agree with that. Like if she in the shower,
see,
like Gwen left her and she left her baby already dressed. All he had to do was watch her.
It's people that go through the system that get railroaded. But in cases like this, I hope the system railroaded this person.
And then
I don't know if that makes sense, but
it do.
Man,
it was blood everywhere. So it's like, what the hell happened?
They should just let the family in an enclosed room with his ass for 5 minutes. Just give us 5 minutes.
I heard that on another show one time, and the dude was like, I think in cases like this, the Kalisha daddy and this nigga just lock him up in the room for 5 minutes and just turn the cameras off. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, you owe me a fade, and I'm going to tear your ass up.
It's not a one-on-one anymore. You hurt my family. So my family, we're going to jump you. It's not one-on-one. You were a predator over a small child, a 3-year-old. So you don't get no fair mano y mano. We coming down on you like fucking thunder.
Now, detectives, they also found some more stuff, too, that I don't think I mentioned yet. So, they found blood on the toilet, on the tank, the floor, and the sheets. They found it on a sink counter and a grocery bag. And the worst part, they found blood on the outside of Tony's drawers and in the crotch of them. They also found a little hair bow in the bed. Gwen and Tony share a bed. And it's the same bow that Gwen had fixed her daughter hair, before she left that morning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would have gave him credit if the baby had laid down, but they done found blood on your drawers. Like, first of all, why was your pants even off? For blood to get on your drawers.
You just giving more support and details. Like, his ass was already fried when he came to the door with a limp baby and his homeboy talking about some puss-ass French fries, and this baby ain't got no drawers on. You just giving me more support and details on why he need to be fried.
This sounds very sick. Very sick. So now they in the interrogation room. So the detective is like, so you telling me she choked on a French fry? Davis is like, yeah, she was eating, started choking, then she fell, and I tried to do CPR. And the detective is like, you dropped her in the shower? I tried to cool her down, man. I ain't mean no harm.
I wonder if he had the detective from Menace to Society and he hit him with that. You know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up, right? You keep telling me these dumbass lies.
That's what, but that's what he needed
come
to
on,
say.
Man, like I swear that's the guy he needed.
He didn't say that, but that's what he needed to say. The detective said there was blood on your shorts, Davis, on the sheets, on the toilet. You think all that came from CPR? He like, I don't know. She fell. Maybe she hit her head. The detective was like, she hit her head 4 different times? I mean, if she slipped in the shower, that's 1 time, but 4 times? He like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And that pretty much was the end of his version because the science hadn't already told what happened. Yeah. They were just trying to get him to confess. But he just made it worse. He made it worse. Sitting in there talking about, he's still with them French fries. Like, the people like, bruh, and you see, ain't no fries here, bruh. Sickos like that, they really need a religion or a faith or a path or something to follow. Because that's something that's wired wrong, in my opinion. I don't know. I ain't no scientist. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but you got to be mentally, your nervous tract is goddamn wired fucking different for you to even get aroused by some shit like that, for you to even consider some shit like that. You are a sick individual and you need some type of path. You need this shit. That's why they say, the most troubled people are in church is because they need something. It's not to knock the church. They trying to help they sick asses. But it's not helping. But man, be careful. You don't know who you sitting next to. Be the guy with Toney. Shoot. Because Gwen, all she wanted to do was go to the store. And Gwen just wanted to have a happy family and try and build something. And now she done lost her baby. At 3. To some foolishness. To his crazy ass. At the end of the day, prosecutors, they took him to trial. They pretty much done took Toney to trial. And the prosecutors, they said that Davis, he was pretty much, Toney is a predator. He was hiding behind church clothes. And the jury saw the evidence. They saw the photos, the bruising, and they didn't even take long. That probably wasn't the first time either. Well, remember, he had got arrested before. He got arrested before. I'm saying that wasn't the second time either. She wasn't supposed to die. Sadly, especially back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? If a little girl said something, people didn't respond the same way they do in 2026. They didn't. Especially a 3-year-old. There's too many women that come out now that talk about their past experiences from those decades and that generation, and that shit ain't right. He did that shit more than 2 times. Somebody's been victimized by him, and they just didn't fall to death. And it's fucked up. So I'm glad he got caught. And then at the end of the day, like, there's so many adults, and I like you said, with the wiring, I can't say what be wired wrong in these individuals. Because Gwen, you got a consenting adult that you sleeping next to every night. And if that wasn't enough, it's kids, people that's over 18. Yeah. That you don't have to touch. Yes. Consenting. Yes. That will consent. Yes. But instead, a 3-year-old, like you said, I can't see what's arousing about a little 3-year-old. There's nothing 3, 13, none of that. I'm in my 40s,
So 23 don't even look right for me.
She don't even sit still.
So, that's weird to me.
It's definitely weird. Definitely weird. But Toney was convicted of first-degree murder, 2 counts of aggravated child abuse, and 3 counts of sexual battery on a child under 12. So you want to know what his sentence is?
What?
Death.
You don't wish it on somebody, but you understand. I understand. I hate. I'm trying to be
right.
Fuck it. He need to die.
There's certain instances where
let's go eye for an eye.
At the end of the day, like Gwen lost her baby.
Yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm trying to give him grace, but at the same time, I'm thinking as a father, I got children, and I know, I don't want you to go to prison and live your life out like that. And even that death penalty, it's a long, drawn out process. Like if you get sentenced to death, that shit need to happen within the next year. If you get sentenced to prison, you're going to be in prison within, you might get a little time, you got a good lawyer, we can work out our family situation and stuff like that. I need to get my affairs in order. Yeah, you come back in a couple of months and turn yourself in or whatever the case may be. But
he need to go right in.
Man, put his ass in the frying pan. So
he done did some appeals because you don't do death penalty. I think if I'm not mistaken, they file an appeal like immediately or something like that.
Immediately, yeah.
But he's did about 4 appeals already.
Naturally, a person would fight for their life.
Yeah, I mean, he is sentenced to death.
Yeah.
So at this point, yes, he's still alive. He's still on death row.
Yeah, that's the process.
But over the next 3 decades, because remember this was 1992. And actually my brother was born in 92.
Yeah.
And that nigga kind of old right now.
I mean, 92 was a long time ago. That was a little while ago.
I'm older, but
But that's like 30-something years. What? I can't do the math.
34, I believe he is.
Yeah, that's 34 years ago. You're right.
It was a long time ago. So that's crazy because Kalisha would have been, 37 right now?
Mm-hmm.
She could have been, there's no telling what she could have done with her life.
Yeah, could have been a real pillar to society. You never know.
Law-abiding, tax-paying citizen that he ended her life so short.
Yeah.
But he tried on his appeals. He did it over the next 30 years because we just mentioned it was 34 years. He tried everything. He done got new lawyers. He done came up with new claims and randomly some new evidence. And in 2002, his defense said that a new pathologist found traces of pneumonia. And maybe that's the reason why she died. Never mind that she done got hit in the head 4 times.
Nice try, but come again. Nice try. I see what you're trying to do, but man, that shit weak as hell. Pneumonia?
Pneumonia killed her. And I don't know what happened to her head though, but because they got blood and everything. Like pneumonia don't cause blood to be everywhere.
A physician already told them the cause of death was due to 4 blunt trauma blows to the head.
Exactly.
So if it was anything related to influenza, they would have fucking said it. Even if she had the flu. She could have had a goddamn
the common cold.
102 fever when it happened. The medical report came back and said you beat her upside the head or you did something to her head.
The Florida Supreme Court wasn't buying it either.
Come on, man.
They thought it was the bullshit. They said that Toney already knew about the pneumonia and he could have used that years ago. So now all of a sudden that's what you come up with. You know what? Was he in prison with somebody that was like, yeah, because she She could have died from the pneumonia. I'm telling you, they ain't got nothing to do in prison but sit and talk. Did they come up with some random shit? Like, hey, bro, let's go with this. Because, yeah, that shit ain't work.
Yeah, they got those prison lawyers.
So they pretty much said that it ain't going to be no new trial.
I don't think that was it, though. Unless he found another pedophile sicko. Like, my nigga, I'm not trying to help you get off on this shit. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, drug dealer, something like that, some other stuff. We locked up together. Yeah, bro, I'm trying to help you beat this shit.
Well,
even though, we should not sell drugs to our community. We should not do certain things in our community. But I understand, sometimes we become products of our environment. I'm not judging that shit. But raping and killing a little girl, a child, any child, I'm not supporting you.
I believe it was some more individuals that's on death row. I haven't done research.
I'm just saying, same way I said, you could have been my bestest friend. And I pull up and that's what you're doing. This is the last day. I do not roll with men that I do not have respect for.
So you definitely would have went and testified.
I would have testified against him. Yes. I would have been in there with my Sunday best on, and I would have spoke loud and clearly. I walked up to the door, and all of this shit was wrong. He told me some bullshit about a French fry. I wanted to slap him.
You was in a casket shop.
Yeah.
Casket shop.
Yes.
The nigga is clean.
Yes, I'm getting a haircut before I go.
You wearing the glasses?
Man, yes. Yes. I need these people to believe me when I tell them, when I pulled up, the shit wasn't right then. He thought I was calling y'all to help him, and I was calling y'all to come get him.
I mean, I can't even imagine that as your homeboy. You pull up and you see some shit
No,
like that.
man, that ain't my homeboy. My homeboys don't move like that. My homeboys have respect for children, the elderly, and stuff like that. Yeah, we get in relationships and we argue with the women that we might be with and stuff like that. But as a whole, the men that I feel like I'm friends with, they ain't gonna do no shit like that in front of me. And I ain't gonna do no shit like that in front of them. We'll check each other. But
it probably was signs. Like, there definitely had to be something he probably did that was weird. Even back then, in his homeboy
probably was coming over there trying to pray for his goofy ass.
Over there trying to pray.
Yeah, it might not even really been his friend like that. It might have been a nigga trying to save him.
It was coming over
man,
there to read the Bible. Yeah, that's what men do.
Yeah, this nigga here ain't right. We got to do something. We done tried to tell him. Maybe the book can help him. No. If you want me to keep fucking with you, bro, you got to put together a plan.
I don't think.
No. Yeah. Because once I find out some shit like that, it's like I'm HR and you an employee. You done got put on goddamn probation. If I don't see no improvement in the next 3 to 6 months, you fired.
He can't even be on with him.
Nope, cannot. Nope. I ain't saying I'm perfect, but goddamn. And when I'm fucking up, I want my homeboys to tell me.
I mean, but how do you tell your homeboy, hey, I see you out here, man, you fucking with the high schoolers. Like,
hey,
what?
I seen your ass out here fucking with high schoolers. What the fuck is you doing? You don't have to tiptoe around that shit. Especially if you a true friend. I ain't got to tiptoe around shit with my friends. Hey, bro, this shit you doing, this shit here goofy as fuck. I don't know what the fuck you doing. This ain't my homeboy. You know, people out here in the streets like, that's your mans. No, this not my mans.
They gonna tell you. They gonna tell you, hey, I seen you boy.
Yeah, I
seen
at the
high school.
Nah, hell nah.
Picking up some students and shit.
No.
He just doing community service.
No, it's not community service. You're a fucking sicko. And you need to get the fuck from around me. Because first of all, I got kids that I've already graduated high school. And I got a daughter entering high school in the next year. You got me fucked up if you think I'm going to keep a nigga like that around me.
I could see y'all definitely like, yeah, this nigga. I mean, because in all honesty, y'all got some homeboys who in their 40s. And when they date chicks and like that's like 20, 22. Well, not 20. We're gonna say they usually over 21. But when y'all see them dating women that's like 24, 25, I've seen y'all call them niggas out on that because, like, yeah, I don't see what y'all two gonna have in common. Now, I mean, maybe that's the thing now, but usually the same dude, they come back and they complaining. Like, oh, I mean, she doing goofy shit. Well, she's 25 and you're 45. So
that's
you tied.
That's too big of a gap. That's too big of a gap, in my opinion. That's too big of a gap. If I'm 20 years older than you, and that's what I'm mentally attracted to, I'm fucking mentally retarded. I stopped fucking maturing when I was 20-something years old, and now I'm 40, and I'm running around here trying to... What? No.
So you can't date somebody that's 23, 24.
I can't. I'm not judging nobody who does, but I can't.
I mean...
What a 24-year-old wants out of life and what I want out of life are two different things, and I ain't knocking it, but I ain't on that page. It's a bunch of different lanes on the highway, and I'm riding in a different lane.
I mean, it is about 4 or 5 lanes.
So
on 95.
So, you know, I ain't...
Including the HOV.
That's just not where I'm trying to be. Some people like it. At least it's legal.
I mean, that's better than a 3-year-old.
But it's kind of weird.
It's still much better than a 3-year-old.
Like, one of my best friends has a daughter that is over 21. In my opinion, I don't want to deal with nobody younger than her. Ever. That's the first thing. Like, I got one homeboy, one of my best friends. His daughter is one of the oldest children of the friends who have had children, my best friends. Right. And I look at all of them like nieces and nephews.
She like 22.
I look at all of them like nieces and nephews, and there's nothing in my mind that should go under a child of my family. That's the first thing. And then you got the whole maturity thing. Even if none of us had children, this shit...
maturity for me.
Yeah.
It's always
yeah. I mean, there's a morality to it too. There's a morality to it.
I'm not saying at 25 you're not mature. But you definitely have not had the experiences that a 40-year-old has had.
No, you haven't. You haven't.
Like you said, that's just not my cup of tea. I'd rather not date someone of that age. And it's people that will. More power to them. But I will take that all day over you at the high school with the 16-year-olds. I
agree.
Inappropriate relationship.
I agree. But I feel like if you'll fuck with something that young, you'll probably go younger. I'm just saying.
Poor guys.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? The maturity thing ain't a thing for you.
But we don't want to label them as pedophiles.
I am.
None of they're 22 years old. Like, they grown.
And you 60?
Well, the man is not. You're
a fucking weirdo.
The man is. We just said he was 40. Now you done made the man 60. And even in Tony's case, Tony was 22. I believe that's what he was. Was it 22 or 28? That's sad. It's really sad. But either way, he was a grown ass man, and she was 3 years old.
It's way too long. It's way too much of an age gap. It's way too much.
So at this time, you know, the streets, they remember every name, but the courts, they remember every file. I mean, you can't hide behind poems and prayers when blood say different. You know, it was 4 blows to the head, and it wasn't no French fries. So at the end of the day, it's just another Florida story that started with love and ended with life in the chair.
That's what he deserved. It wasn't no love. I don't see the love. this story wasn't about love, but I ain't see no love. So it started with lies and it ended with lies. In my opinion,
the love would be that him and Gwen got together. I want to assume that, in her opinion, like you said, she was trying to build and grow.
She tried and he lied,
and he was looking for prey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they say they do that a lot. Like some of the pedophiles, they'll look for single mothers with, especially little girls. So you definitely have to be careful with who you move in with and who you invite in your home, and especially who you invite to babysit. Because sometimes it be your cousins and people who they the ones that's causing the problems. It don't always be strangers.
No, it don't. It don't. My family's had a history. My family's has had a history of, doing some harmful things to children. So I understand.
But at the end of the day, rest in peace to Kalisha, and I want to give a shout out to her family, send our condolences, even though it's been a long time. But
much love to the family. It's hard to get over a loss. So much love to the family.
I'm sure she's still not over it.
And as sad as it sounds, much love to, is it Toney?
Toney is the predator.
Much love to his family, because there's someone that loves him, and they lost him with his sick ass.
Mom said it.
With his sick ass. But you know what I'm saying? Somebody loved that sicko, and they lost him. Like, when people commit crimes like that, like, it hurts two sides.
That's true, the victim and the predator.
Yeah, they had that cousin that was like, man, I've been told y'all about Toney. Like, that's what I'm saying. Toney might have did something in his family, and the family might have kept that shit a secret. Like, families protect predators.
They've been doing that. They've been
way
doing that for
too
years.
long. Way too long. But much love to the family on both sides.
And I'm just thankful they got the justice they deserved, and Kalisha wasn't one of those that remained unsolved, or he didn't. The police went in, they did their job. The prosecutors, they did their job. And at the end of the day, the bad guy's locked up. He's still on death row. And at some point, he's going on to be with Jesus. The upper room.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can't really judge. I don't know if he's going to the upper room. He might be going to the basement.
Now you're gonna catch on fire.
He might be down there freestyling with Tigger in the basement.
Catch on fire.
I don't know about the upper room. The upper room ain't supposed to be for everybody. You got to have special access. Just because you deceased don't mean you get access to the upper room.
That's the one part we forget about.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't going to hell.
No, everybody,
somebody got to go to hell.
Hey, that escalator goes both ways.
That's probably where he going. Definitely.
Like, I don't mean to, put nothing on nobody, but shit, I'm not going to just prophesize him for the upper room. Him? No.
I think that was just my opportunity to sing
the
song.
I know. It's a good song to sing. But we ain't going to sing it for his ass. I'm not. Please don't sing it around me.
I'll pick another song.
Yeah.
I'll pick another song.
Yeah.
One day I'm going home.
Hell in a Handbasket song. What's the song for that? What's the cadence
They
for
don't
that?
have a song. They don't have a song called Hell in the Handbasket.
Well, we need to write the lyrics.
We'll get on it. We'll get on it for all those funerals where
straight to hell in a handbasket.
Hallelujah.
Straight to hell. The choir go right behind you. In a handbasket. When they preach that eulogy, they be like, see, you need to get your life right with God. Every funeral you go to, that's what they tell you. Every time you go to a funeral, it ain't nothing but a recruitment for church. It's like being in the transfer portal.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's like being in the transfer portal.
I need y'all to come join. Yeah. I'm gonna see y'all on Sunday.
I don't know what he was doing with his life, but I know you need to get your life right with God. Like what?
I came here for Johnny May.
I came here to pay respects. And now I ended up in the portal.
That was my auntie.
I ended up in the religion transfer portal.
Nah, I'm going to hell faster.
Come on, man. Just because I know this crazy ass don't mean I was crazy with him.
Exactly. Well, all right, y'all. That was another one. And at the end of the day, I need everyone to like, subscribe. You know, we are on Instagram. We are on Spotify, as well as YouTube. And I'm beginning to branch out. Eventually, I'm gonna get to TikTok and some of the other places, Facebook, make a few groups so we can sit down and have a discussion. But we gonna get there. You know, it's a process. But all right, y'all. This is another one where the sunshine don't blind us and the streets don't lie. It's real heat in these streets, cause Florida ain't sweet.
Large.